Alright, know how this goes. Let's take a look. Assuming my headset wants to stop disconnecting. So, we are a collie with a Sidwani. It's not bad. The Sidwani Pa makes it worse. There's an Ari and a Shaco on the enemy team, as well as a Pike. All those champions can interact with us in a weird way in RW, but it's nothing too major. So you're into Ari. You're going to have your shit pushed in. This is well noted. You have a theoretical level 3 all-in that you could do. You will not have prio for your waves. So if Rengar gets invaded, that's not something that you're likely going to be able to assist on.
Everyone dies. I just speed things up.
Putting this ward is pretty cool. It's a nice place to put the ward and this late into the game. Nobody's going to be doing anything, and you're not going to be really up and with this wave no matter what you do anyway. So I like that word a lot.
I dare you.
I want to see you just try to lose as little amount of HP as possible while maintaining your CS.
I am my own master, just the way I like it.
Well, at least now you know that does 77 damage. Not a lot to talk about here at the beginning stages of the game. As a mid laner, you need to be aware of what your win condition is, but you are just the mid laner, so your concept is just like farm. Yeah, see, here you don't have to do anything for this. Okay, so walking up and auto attacking that is like fine. Walking down in this position doesn't like grant you anything. Like this way, you're walking away from an auto attack. I get that, but you should just be walking like this way. Just take the auto attack if you're gonna auto attack this anyway, and then auto Q it, because you're gonna put yourself closer to this range, which is easier to hit you with skill shots anyway. So it's like whatever. But I wouldn't even auto attack this. I would just accept the fact that this minion is dead. I think that is the best play you could do, and as your position here. Like if this guy had E, you would be way more chunked, and you're still chunked. Like it's still tough. And then you didn't interact with hardly any of these minions, so also very tough. Your spells should definitely be hotkeyed for leveling up. Yeah, a lot of people have it on like Control Q W E R. I have mine on ZXCV. It's just personal preference, but your spells need to be like you can click a button and level them up. That's like non-negotiable. Losing the Cammy in there is like horrendous, and you totally could have taken it. So you're willing to lose all of your HP for a melee minion, but you're not willing to lose like an auto attack for a cannon. Interesting.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Executed.
Okay. Level 4 is a much better spike for Akali because when you have 200 energy, QE, auto attack Q, after you W and like reposition for the passive auto is like a feasible concept that you can do now. Because you have the 15 energy difference. So this is like a quote unquote spike that you could be performing. That being said, I don't know why you're playing Akali in the first place. champion is very bad. Case in point. So we,
Has been slain.
in this interaction, we're already down 300 points, right? And we've used 115. So recasting E here does quite literally nothing. Just guarantees our own death. Now, is there a world where you could have played this position on the lane in a better way to get the kill? Yeah, could have. What you should do is you should
Enemy has been slain.
like make the fight happen in this position, because it's a longer lane position, and the most important part is that your minions are playing a part of it. Like you're not just diving into her whole wave, which is very important, because when you hit people, the minions hit you. You didn't know that. So here, like, I would walk up and hold the left side, put a ward on this push maybe, and then I would like play for an E angle or like a QE angle on the side, and then you can like interact with your wave a little bit like that too. The problem is that you're going to need to, in this matchup, it's as a skill matchup, so you need to E her charm, which is very difficult because you have to be like on the edge of full Q range, hitting them with the Q, and then Eing them a little bit to the side at like this, a little bit of a diagonal direction, or Eing at the maximum range of their E, so you don't get hit with charm. Either way, you're playing against literally the best mid laner champion wise in the game at the moment. Let's see. Okay, never mind. She was, sorry, 11th, while you are playing 78th. So there is a bit of a discrepancy here. I don't know why. Don't know why you'd be wanting to play Akali here, but you are. If you want to learn how to play Akali in a slightly better way, there are a lot of people you could watch that could show you how to play Akali specifically a better way.
For everyone.
I'm like you're just playing a melee champion into a ranged matchup where you're not one of the good melee champions like Talent or Pantheon, where you have like an actual access point to the enemy champion.
An enemy has
You're
been
like just
slain.
praying to God you get to level 6, and you're trying to lose as little gold and XP as possible to get to level 6, which isn't really a great fundamental for me to teach you as a coach. It's like not a lot for me to go there. I mean, there was that whole section of the write-up we did earlier where I talked about like what your job and role and concepts are supposed to be as a mid laner. So I mean, there's that, but also, if you just had wrist surgery, I don't know why the fuck you chose fucking Akali as the character. Just funny to me. Garen is also really hard for Akali. So, like, you can't ever first pick Akali. She's not a first pickable champion. She's a counter champion, and here, I'll even show you, thanks to this list, when and why you should pick Akali. So, we're gonna go to Akali here. We have it on Gold Plus. I'll actually just have it on just Gold, just for you. Okay. So, oh, what's this? Melee Champions and LeBlanc. Wow. Who could have seen that coming? All right, let's find Ari. Ooh, that's rough, champ. So yes, you can play Akali if you're like, I'm gonna play this into their melee champion and have a better time like attacking their melee champion, but like
Killing spree.
In champion select, you're supposed to make sure, as the mid laner, that you are going to be able to accomplish your mid lane responsibilities. But right now you are 24 CS. Wow, you showed him. Beautiful ult trade. Cool. So if you're trying to like kill him here, you are behind him and then E here, right? Because when you're Ring, your E is going to be basically on top of them. So you R E, and then you can like reposition to them again if you wanted to, and you can do more damage. That's like the only thing I've been able to teach you this entire fucking game. Very good, because it's just like you just sit there and get your shit pushed, and it's a concept of the matchup. Pretty sure Ari's arc cooldown is shorter than yours too, which is hilarious to me. Hold on. Yep. Oh, sorry, yours is 10 seconds faster. Well, if you can remember that you're 10 seconds faster, even though they already have a boss chapter, so they have the cooldown reduction. You don't. Oh wow, you look like you were so important and so good, and like such an important part of my game. And Ari was AFK, and any other mid laner in the game could have punished that, except Akali. There you go. Press E. Ooh.
You have been slain.
What is this? There's no way you're pinging a Rengar. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So first of all, pinging an ally multiple times is just flame. We all know it's just flame. You're angry and you're upset. You need to do a better job of controlling that. The second thing is that, what the fuck is Rengar going to do for you? He literally cannot do anything for you. Let's just like... So he does this level 3 yank, where he comes up. If you walked like a little bit earlier down this way and like pushed him towards it, it would have been a little bit better. Or E'd here, it would have been a little bit better. But you get her flash.
First blood.
Okay, now let's see what Rengar can do. He's got to clear his bot side. He's gonna go get Scuttle. He's killing a bot laner. Resets. Okay, so there's nothing Rengar can have done this at this point in time. Going back to lane, she's not here. She's doing Drake. He got Drake. Look at his HP. He's gonna go back to his jungle because he just got Drake, and there was no gank opportunity there. He could have been, instead of getting Drake, he could have done like Wolves into mid lane and ganked a level 6 Ahri as a level 4 Rengar. Very cool. So now he's doing his Gromp. He healed a little bit off Gromp, so now he's pushing bot lane. I'm not sure why he's doing that, I'll be honest. He's got Wolves, he's got Raptors. He's got a whole top side that he could be doing here. Very weird. Oh, he's giving Lucian a reset by shoving the wave. Okay, I see what he's doing. It's hard to tell without looking down there, but even then, it's a weird reset. So you want him to come over here and gank this guy. So you don't have R. He does not have R. You do not have kill pressure with Nami and you, because you don't have R. And you aren't E'ing them. Plus you're using on cooldown, and you just pinged assistance, and you weren't looking at the map when you pinged assistance, which is very funny to me. So you need to be realistic in what you can do. If you were Syndra, for example, I'd be like, yeah, Rengar should be ganking you. You have a very easy stun, and if this Ahri was pushing up as she was, and you were getting ran over as badly as you're getting ran over in this game, yeah, there's a world where that could happen, but there's no gank assistance here. There's no damage. You're a useless piece of, like, you're a fucking cornflake. Like, you don't do anything. And Arya has the mobility of her W, so she can just kind of like walk away, and it's Rengar. Like, it's not Rengar's fault that you're useless. Like, if this was like a Rammus, with like R, there's like a world when Ahri doesn't have R or Flash that he could gank, or some other gank assistant based jungler that has good CC on the gank, like a Pantheon jungle, right? There's a very easy to understand example. He just runs up in W's and you could do something that way, but he could just charm the Pantheon W and walk away. Right? So you'd have to be like baiting out the abilities and like pushing them into like a position with your waves in order to get the gank to come off. You can't just sit there and be a little bitch begging for a gank. And even then, you clearly never did that at one point in time. Like, none of your actions in these 7 minutes have been, I'm looking for a gank. I'm trying to make a gank easier for my jungler. You're just like, I'm getting my shit pushed in. My jungler isn't here.
You have been slain.
Here it is again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we gotta ping Rengar 4 times. Very good. And I'd be flaming Rengar for his decision to go to that bot wave and do what he did with his bot wave. If you're gonna do anything. Because that was weird. But because he was just like losing his camps. That's why I'd be flaming him. I wouldn't be flaming him for going meta, so you're losing your camps for that. Ooh, big Nami W. Alright. So we are level 7, we have pen boots. We officially now have the ability to threaten like the map and Ahri. We've become a champion, right? And we can only threaten Ahri if the lane is long, right? So that's something you need to think about. Clearing this pink ward here instead of roaming top, I think, is probably a mistake. You could have gotten to top lane instead of clearing that pink ward. You'd be right there right now. And then you would have fought him. And it's a cannon wave, so it's the best time to roam. It's a funny timing for a mid. Oh my god, you are the least... You are the worst person I've ever seen play this game. And you just did, like, what am I... Uh-huh. Oh. Is this like a prank? Am I being pranked? Is this a prank? Did you send me this game knowing what this game's content was? Like, you watched Resilience game where I was like, you sent me a shitty game and I'm mad at you? And then you and your friends had a little conversation about it and you're like, how can I make Gaisling as mad as he could possibly be? Is that what's happening here? You don't get energy back from pressing W anymore, so you shouldn't press W. Or you don't... Actually, I think you still do get energy back from pressing W, but you didn't need it. In that context, you could just auto-attack each of them once and then Q them again. Or, I guess you just saw your Q kill them all, so you could just auto the melees. Let's see. Maximum energy. Sure. Yeah. See how that works now. Anyway. Yeah, you didn't really need to do that. So, anyway, that happened. I'm pretty mad about it. I'm considering pressing pause and just jumping out of the game, but there might be something we can talk about, teach, even though the enemy Kaisa is quite literally running it down. And you can't even accept a Kaisa that's running it down in a timely manner, which was just funny. Okay. Going forward. There was like a whole like 5 seconds where you could have viewed the guy. Running behind him to get this off when you have Q coming up is like really weird, and you autoed a minion anyway. Dude, it's like you're pranking me. It's just so funny to me. Like everything you're doing. Like why are you not trying to kill this guy? Where he has R, you have Flash and R. Okay. So here you could like Flash R or like I guess it's fine. Whatever, I'm not gonna nitpick that part. There's a world where you could like maybe get out, but I'm not gonna nitpick it. It's fine. But like here, like you're just like, ah, Rengar's got it. Now what you're thinking? Because I guess he does. Just like walk over and press E, but better. Sorry, you are hurting my feelings at this moment. What's going on here?
What to do? Not anymore.
Okay, cool. So we saw exactly what Rengar could do with you. And we lost a cannon minion for it, but at least we saw a physical example of what's going on. I guess he got RER. Something like that. But Ari did not need the R. Oh, sorry, I would not have R'd. I would just laughed at you. I would have laugh emoted you. And then done that to you. And then been like, well, really good pick. You're really good at League of Legends. I mean, there's just so much wrong with this game that you sent me. It's I would love to get a game from you that involves me actually coaching you. That would be cool. Instead of whatever mockery of concept this is.
They can't stop me. I mean, they can try.
It's like if you want to learn how to farm under tower better, just look up how to farm under tower better. You already feel like you know it. You just click buttons sometimes for weird mistakes. And like, my best advice is that you have to enter the lane with like a concept in mind, and you have to constantly be playing towards that concept. And the concept should change based off of spikes and timings. Okay, she doesn't have R. Cool. Sure. It's a weird timing to go for, especially if you guys have R there, but yeah, I mean, it sucks that you got charmed. Did you need the E damage? I'm not telling you should have done this because it's very complicated, but so we Q him. Yeah, I guess we kind of just needed the passive to hit then, not later. It's just kind of like a world where you E backwards, and put it into the smoke and then E out again, right? But not a big deal that you didn't get it. You also reset Kaisa, so cool. Anyway, yeah, so that's a timing. You had a timing. You used your timing. Good. You should have been playing for that for the whole game instead of whatever was going on, and you should have 20 or 30 more CS. Because you were playing for that timing, and you were just like scraping by trying to get there. You shouldn't have Ignite, because you don't need Ignite for anybody on the enemy team. You should have TP. The only reason you take Ignite is like, my job is to kill this guy, and I can't kill them if I don't have Ignite. You're not gonna kill Ari levels 1 through 6.
No
You're gonna kill Ari after you have Pen Boots and a little bit of AP maybe. And more than likely, you're not killing Ari. You're killing the people fighting Dragon, and you might kill Ari and Dragon. Like, but again, this is just a quality of the fact that you picked a fucking Akali. And, woohoo, you know.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
If I'm playing jungle and my mid laner locks in Akali, I just remove you from my game plan. Like, I'm just like, okay, I do not have a mid laner. I have a second, smaller turret that tries to last hit minions and fails. You need to work on your last hitting in general, though. I mean, this is just abysmal last hitting.
It's not about the
Bleeding 2 or 3 CS every wave is like unacceptable, especially for mid lane. Mid lane's the most important, like the most important thing for mid laners is CS. That's why they nerfed it. Goodie. I like the concept from the shakeout. Just stand still, take it. I think I'm someone else. Anyway, yeah, it's good. It's good that you weren't just running to the enemy turret there, though. You were like, "Hey, my waves push. We're gonna do something." Yeah, this is good. Going to where the money is. That is the correct concept. Which is why TPing up here is hilarious to me. Sure, they want this herald, but it's fine. Whatever. We missed 2 minions on that one. Very cool. We would have 800 more gold, give or take, if we were just CSing appropriately. About 1,000 if we were just playing correctly. And like not just missing CS. No reason not to go in there, yeah. Yep. I would pull the trigger a little faster personally, because you might have been able to get a RE2, but I have no qualms with basing here. The problem is, like when you're playing, this is the best advice I can give you from watching this, is that you are just playing League of Legends. You are not trying to do anything. Okay? It's very clear to me that you are flapping about like a duck learning to fly. Okay? So,
You can never have too many kunai.
if your concept here could be, I'm going to reset and get a pick surrounding Dragon because my ult will be up. Cool. It's an interesting, like, perspective. But I don't think that's what you were thinking about. I think you reset, walked to bot lane because there was no wave to go hit, and then you just found yourself a Dragon. And you were like, oh, I can go try to get a pick, and then that happened. You need to be thinking about, as a mid laner, like, what can I do to get me the most gold? And there's the ones where, like, you're not supposed to be being like, oh, how can I go get the most gold in this matchup? Like, the times when that isn't the applicable concept is so far into between. Like, you're always supposed to be trying to get the most gold. So, like, the way you played the lane with Ari was, I'm gonna kill Ari, it wasn't, I'm gonna get the most gold. Because if you get the most gold, you'll kill Ari anyway. Akali is not supposed to solo kill the mid laner. That's not Akali's job. Akali's job is to get to the point where she is, like, a threat to the backline. She is, like, an eventuality assassin. Which is why she has, like, some value. Previously in pro play, when she was picked, she was just broken, and you could just play her. And it was fine. Because she'd clear waves well, and do damage. But now she's not that. Now she's 79th on the tier list. And there's a reason for that. And there's no real reason to pick those kinds of champions. The only champions on here that are low on the tier lists that you should be, like, thinking about picking are the high skilled tier, like, mid laners that have, like, value to them. Like, if we scroll down here, like, Rise having a 48% win rate, that's higher than Rise historically. Never mind. I'm just wrong. But Rise having a 48% win rate is just fine. Because Rise as a champion is hard to play. And therefore, according to the dogma of League of Legends, is he's supposed to have a lower win rate. Because he's harder to play. Same thing with, like, you know, I guess you could say Corki. Or Twisted Fate now. He's a harder to play champion. Right? These are champions that if you wanted to pick up Twisted Fate, you totally could. Right? I think Trinity Twisted Fate could be good, but I also think that Echoes of Helia Twisted Fate is good. Where you go Font of Life and you trigger Echoes. I think that build's kind of cute and fun. But like all the champions down here at the bottom of the tier lists, they are down here either because they're bad, i.e. Caitlyn mid, Lucian mid, Kalista mid, right? Ezreal mid, or they're very hard to play, like Azir, right? GP, Kassadin, right? Akali is a very hard to play champion because people just go into that and they're like, I'm a melee assassin, I'm gonna kill my mid laner, and then you just don't do it, and then your brain's off and you're playing poorly. And Katarina's down here, very hard to play champion, hard to build champion. Apparently, I'm actually curious. Is it just like AP Katarina is just like win their games? I think they do, right? Yeah, AP Katarina players just win their games. Cool. Nice. But yeah, that's like a metric that you can like understand and like work through. Like for a player like you, like if you're trying to play this, like I'm the mid laner and I'm playing this like thing where I want to kill the enemy mid laner, then why are you playing Akali, bro? Like that mindset of like I'm gonna attack the enemy mid laner, I'm gonna kill the enemy mid laner, like play Fizz. That's what Fizz does. He hits level 6, he sharks you. Shark. He's like when you legitimately think about it in that playstyle, Fizz is just Akali, but like infinitely better in every way. So it's like, why are you building? Like, why are you picking a college? It makes no fucking sense. So that's what I've noticed the most of, is that there is a complete and utter lack of thinking, and that's all. And all I can do about that is tell you should be thinking. I can't like teach you the secret hidden ways of coaching to like make you into a player that now suddenly thinks. Like that's completely on you. You are the person who has to discover like how thinking looks like best for you. But you should always be trying to be like, where can I create an advantage? Is picking Akali this game granting me an advantage? Yes or no? Most of the time, no. Are they playing like Yone and I don't want to play a different Yone counter? Sure. Are they playing like a backline that's easily accessible and I don't want to play Fizz? Sure. Like, in those kinds of contexts, you could pick something like Akali, but like otherwise, it's like, why the fuck are you playing this fucking champion? Man? Like, she's just bad. And even if she was good, I wouldn't recommend you to play her. You're a gold player. You shouldn't be picking hard to pick things. You should pick the easy to execute stuff and make your fundamentals better. Like Syndra, for example, very easy to champion. You press Q, you press E. The hardest part. Like, you can go even further. You can play like fucking Annie. Be Annie bot. Like you should be picking like 5 to 10 champions in mid lane, and you bust them out for different profiles for like what the game state looks like from champion select. Right? You should have a blind pick mid laner. You're like, this is the mid laner I play when I play blind, and like this is, and you don't know anything about the team comps. Should be picking to like affect the game. Like this is a bad Akali game. If Ari was a better player, she'd be curb stomping you. She'd be out farming you and then just beating your ass underneath this turret because there's nothing Rengar can do. You're in a fucking Akali. She also gets to do that to you, which is hilarious. So it's like, champion is just so piss bad. That's all I'm gonna talk about this whole fucking game. Just how shitty piss bad your champion is. Buying an alternator instead of waiting 35 gold is hilarious to me there. Cruz had a needless large rod. It just does more damage. But whatever.
Shut down.
That's my target.
In this case, you shouldn't run up and hit this wave, right? Unless you're afraid they're gonna go do Nash.
Shut
Which I
down.
guess they will now. So if you're running up, you should insta-clear the wave and then go up. But like in contexts of like you team just lost a pick, you shouldn't be like down here pushing and like I'm hitting stiff. You should be like, ah yes, I should let this wave that's pushing come into me and protect it. And attack the enemy champion when he comes here to interact with me at this wave. Oh, look at that. We're recalling, and because we didn't wait 35 gold for a needless large rod, we have nothing to buy? That's crazy. That's the worst recall I've ever seen in my life. You could have just walked into the dragon area and, like, interacted, put a fucking trinket ward down. You didn't buy any fucking pink wards. Because you're a mid laner. I don't play pink wards. I'm a mid laner. I'm a cuggy. Ugh. Shit fucking hurts my soul. The concept of scanner versus quality. The concept of scanner versus trinkets is mostly nested in the concept of like, are you attempting to be the guy in the bush getting the pick? Yes or no. If yes, buy scanner. If no, whatever. Also, if you want to buy it early, you do it because you're going to go roam and you want the scanner. But really, really, really good players, I mean, this, honestly, I shouldn't even tell you this because it might just stop you from roaming, but, or stop you from buying it, but really good players will straight up, like, know that you have a scanner as a mid laner at an early time and be like, okay, this guy's going to roam. And so they're just going to start watching you with a more careful precision. Oh, look at that. We're still not buying anything because we... Ugh. Whatever. I'm really mad. It's like such a bad game. It's a 16 death 80 carry in the enemy team, and you said, I'm gonna send this one to Aesling. With insights.gg. Well,
I love what I do.
you know what my insight is? Don't pick a colony, send me a real game. It's 25 minutes and you have 115 farm. 1.5 items.
I work alone.
That's so bad.
It's better for everyone.
You should have 190 more CS. At like perfect CSing. You could be at 300-ish, maybe 280, but let's say like I expect you to be a normal human being and have 10 CS per minute, you need what? 130 more CS? Quality. That is an absurd amount of CS to be missing. That is so much. If we take the average gold value of a minion, which is 20, right? And we just go 20 times 150. You're just a shadow flame down. Why are you not selling your D shield for a shadow flame? For what purpose is there? You just really like pressing the B key? Is that what's up? You just really like going home? It's fair. I want to go home. Watching this video. I'm trying so hard not to just absolutely flame you in like a mean-spirited way. I'm trying so hard. I want you to know that. Ugh. You deserve to be flamed in a mean-spirited way because you pinged Rengar earlier. That was rude of you. Stupid of you. That is absurd. You just have a Shadow Flame. And like let's be like real and say like you're not like a great CSing champion and you're in a bad matchup, so you should only have like 80 of this. Like that's how much gold you're down. For fun. Literally for fun. You're doing it because like what am I gonna do? I'm autopiloting in my League of Legends game. I'm playing a Kali, so I'm just gonna do whatever the dopamine trail tells me to do. And you get the wisp of a dopamine smoky trail, and you sniff it and you huff it and you chase after it like the mad dog Akali player you are, and you just fucking transform into a creature on all fours and start sprinting after it with your tongue out, drooling everywhere, and you're like, MSQ, and now we're now 1600 gold, and I had to watch it. Like, this is cruel and unusual punishment. Oh.
Okay, this I got.
I understand that a certain level of this I need to take ownership of, because when you were like, what champion should I send you for coaching? I said, whichever one you want coached on, right? So I take ownership of that. But I'm only taking so much ownership because there's a really high concept here that I thought you would think. And clearly that's my bad. Because the whole lesson from the game is that you should think. And it's like, I can't coach you until you're thinking about what you're doing. Right? Like from start to finish, from champion select to where we are now. Right? Like, I can't coach anything until it's there. So.
This is a reckoning.
Oh. Yeah, whatever. Just think more.